Hey guys, so welcome back to the channel. Today I have another review for you. Well, you already clicked on it, so you know what it's about. Right here I have the Skullcandy, oh, put that in, there we go. Skullcandy Smokin'Buds XT. Now we're going to unbox this, of course. I'll let you know what features it has. Believe it or not, they actually have an 8-hour battery life in the ear itself on one charge, which I gotta be honest with you, after the Skullcandy Dimes, the Skullcandy Dimes 2, and then the Skullcandy Dime XT or something, which was basically the same product 3 times, they finally did something correctly. So cross your fingers. We're going to see if this is actually worth purchasing and if it actually is worth the $20, the asking price. Hopefully it is. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so welcome back to the channel. Like always, we are here to talk about some skull candies. I'm actually surprised about these. $20, $19.99 at Walmart. Let's see what we look right here. 8 hours of battery life, 12 inside the case. So that's not bad. You still get 12 hours inside the case, but at least it actually holds a 8-hour charge this time around. IPX4, it has a built-in equalizer, so that's a good thing. So I don't think this is going to have any app support, as you can see. And it says 50% recycled materials. I could care less if the materials are recycled. I'm just here with my ashy hands, as you can see. Don't mind me, I was washing dishes, to see if this is actually worthwhile. And yes, I did open it from the bottom of the case. So let's slide this out. We have the instructions right here that we normally have. These are the earbuds themselves. I'm going to go ahead and take these apart. Oh, you know what? Right here, we actually have the USB, which I don't know why they give these I don't know why this is as short as it is. I guess some people do like the size of these USBs. I personally don't. I don't have a reason to use that whatsoever. I normally just use my regular C charger. You do have your large tips right here along with your small tips. I'm going to go ahead and assume that the mediums are already on the earbuds themselves. And before we get into this video, let me just go ahead and show you guys the button scheme. So for someone that actually has this, that's how you change equalizer, by pressing it 4 times or holding it 4 times. We'll check that in a moment. So we'll look at this in a second. More importantly, you're here to take a look at the earbuds. If I can tear it open, here we go. So it is a pretty chunky case right here. I'm going to peel that back. This doesn't have anything like wireless charging or anything like that, so kind of temper your expectations. But I do like the way this case looks so far. The charging indicator light will be right here, and you do have the USB-C. I gotta get these names right. USB-C. So as soon as you pop them open, ooh, I like that. Look at this case. This looks really nice. This is actually really premium. Now, it does feel like cheap plastic, but it's thick enough where it doesn't feel like it's gonna break. The hinge feels a little, not loose, but it feels like if you bend it the wrong way, you can possibly snap it. So please do be careful when you first purchase these. And the earbuds fit in nicely. I really like them. So let's just take the little rubber, not rubber, but the little tips off right here. This one, ooh, snapped right in. It's a forceful snap. The magnets that snap in to this case feels very, very forceful. So watch. See if I can get that in there for you guys. Okay, that one didn't snap in the same way. Well, like this side isn't charging, I'm going to, there we go. So this side is charging. So it probably wasn't charging for a moment. I don't know why. Or you know what? They might actually have 100%. That's a lot of times why these cases stop charging. So I'm going to assume that it's probably 100%, or the case doesn't have any charge to it, which is perfectly fine for me because I'm using them for the first time along with you guys. And I will be using them over the next couple of days before I actually let you know if they're worth purchasing. So with that being said, it's actually a very sleek and cool looking design in my opinion. Right here, this is how the earbud itself looks. Alright, little Skullcandy symbol right there. There's no physical button, so this is a touch button, so be aware of that. You do have the medium tip already on the earbud. Contacts are right here. They are IPX4 like we discussed. So the headset will be IPX4, not the actual case itself. So outside of that, it does have some settings like changing the equalizer that we'll talk about a little bit later. But that's pretty much it. This is actually very small, very sleek. I like whoever is handling the design of Skullcandybuds as of lately is doing a really good job. But anyway, with that being said, let's stop wasting time. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys next step, how to sync these earbuds in real time. So there are two ways to normally sync earbuds. Now, not all earbuds do this, of course, but we're going to try it anyway because I don't feel like I need any instructions for this. It seems pretty self-explanatory when you deal with 10s and 20s and 30s. And I did a lot of headphone reviews, put it that way. I had a lot in my lifetime. So normally there's two ways. One, you lift the case open like so, and the earbuds normally communicate with each other. So seeing how we see nothing lighting up whatsoever, I'm going to assume that you have to take them out of the case first in order for them to sync to the left and to the right, and then go to Bluetooth and search. Before we do that, I'm just going to go ahead and press pair anyway, so you can see that if you open up the case, it won't work. Now, AirPods are different. They have a physical sync button on the back. Some Soundcore Anchor products are the same way, where they have a physical button where you just open it up. It'll automatically put itself in sync mode. But my guess is that these have very limited technology, which is not surprising. They are only $19.99, so I don't expect too much in terms of multi-point or anything like that. But with that being said, we take them out of the case. They are going to start syncing, as you can see right there. I'm hoping one syncs to the other one on its own. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna go to pair. It says Smokin'Buds. The fact that they're both blinking has me a little worried, like they're not synced to each other, but maybe this is just how it is. I'm gonna press allow and pair, see what happens. Okay, so the buds are synced. They're at 60%. My guess is that the case is probably dead right now. It's one of the reasons why when I put them back inside, they don't light up. Well, they do light up, but then it kind of hard. There we go. All right, so the case, it is charging right now, and then it goes away. So I'm guessing the case probably isn't very charged right now, which is perfectly fine. We don't really need that for video purposes. And like I said earlier in this review, even though I'm showing you the process of how to do everything at the same time, I am actually going to use them for, like I said, a couple days and then come back and see so far how my experience is. So just be aware that this is being recorded early, but the music section is going to be recorded over the next couple of days, where I actually let you know how it is when I come back to this. All right, guys, so right now I'm going to put the earbuds in my ears so you can see how they actually look in real time. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my head right here, place these inside. As you can see, they fit very, very good. They're very, very comfortable, if we're being completely honest here. It takes a few seconds after it blinks, and then it'll actually say connected to let you know that it's synced to your tablet, your phone, your PC, whatever device that you have that's using Bluetooth. Very snug, very, very snug. And what I can also say about this particular product is that I have had it in my ear, I want to say for about 3 to 4 hours. I haven't felt any ear fatigue in terms of tiredness. If you don't know what ear fatigue is, it's when you put something inside your ears, you tend to get soreness wherever the earbud sits inside. I don't have that problem with these at all. Though what I will say is when I decided to play it at like about 70, 80% volume, I did get a slight headache because I was using them at the same time when I was actually on my scooter going to and from work. So you do have to be aware of the fact that loud music with any headset can cause headaches. That's not anything new. Just be aware of that. But outside of that, they fit good, they feel good, they feel very lightweight. I know a lot of other earbuds tend to have a lot of technology in it and be a little weighty, but these feel like, I'm not gonna say they feel like feathers in my ear, but they do feel pretty good. I like them. I like them a lot. So let me just let you guys see that one last time so you can see how it sits. Of course, it all determines how you twist it. I twist them like this in my ear because they're snug. It might be a little bit different for you if you have smaller ear canals or bigger ear canals, and that's one of the reasons why you have the rubber tips to change based on your ear type. Anyway, with that being said, let's go into the next section and see how the music actually sounds in real time. All right, guys, so right now I'm going to do the little music section for you. Now, I don't have a music player on this particular tablet except for the one that's built in, so there's going to be absolutely, what's the word I'm looking for here? No equalizer or anything. And if I'm talking a little bit loud, it's because I'm actually wearing the earbuds right now as we speak. And I'm going to go ahead and just play some music so we can get an idea of how it sounds. So let me see. Let's go to YouTube Music. Don't mind this tablet. This is like a free Metro tablet. It's terrible, but I just use it for this reason. Let's see. It's clear. This is very bass heavy. I like it. It sounds pretty good so far. I'm just waiting for the lyrics to drop. The bass sounds pretty good. The voice sounds very clear. Turn it up, see if it struggles. Okay. Okay. Let me do one more song before I let you know exactly how it sounds. I just want to make sure. Because sometimes it's the mixture of the song that doesn't sound right based on the artist that created it and not so much the headphones. Okay. Like them. Alright, so the bass is definitely there. 1000%. They did a good job on that. The kicks don't sound too bad. They're clear, but it's definitely a little muddled if you play it too loud. Because right now, do I have it all the way up? Just about? Okay, portion. Yeah, the kicks sound a little muddled because the bass is kind of overpowering it. But you can hear everything else clearly. Okay. Matter of fact, let's do one more song. Just so I can get the best idea. Oh, the piano's very crisp in the song. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just type this into YouTube or look into your YouTube Studio at YouTube Studio on the PC. It'll actually allow. These are free songs that you could use under YouTube, so it's the reason why I'm listening to it. All right, it's clear. It's very clear. Okay. All right. So I got an answer for you guys. So I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I like the way they sound. They sound very good. They're very, very comfortable, like I discussed earlier in the earlier section of the video. Just have a little issue fitting inside this sometime. You gotta kind of fit it in yourself. Okay. Let me just go ahead and say that I like these headphones a lot and when it comes to music. But if you've used other headphones like Soundcores or you're coming from a more expensive set, you're going to instantly notice that even though everything is clear, I noticed that the bass is so heavy with these headphones that it kind of muddles the other sounds or other instruments in a song. So let me give you an example. Let's say that remember, even though I told you that I'm doing this review, this is over a couple days. So I played numerous songs. And one of the songs that I'm going to use as an example is, it's called Zombified. I forget the group that makes it, but it's called Zombified. Really popular, right? On YouTube. When the bass kicks in, a lot of the instruments that you hear kind of sound overpowered by the bass. The audio sounds fine when it comes to voices, but all the background instruments or little intricacies that someone wants you to hear during the music, these don't do a very good job of keeping that very clear. Now, that doesn't mean that the headphones aren't bad. Don't get me wrong. To me, they're better than a lot of JLab headphones. You got to understand that even though I did reviews, I'm basing these reviews at a $20 price point. These are amazing for $20. Now, we haven't done the voice just yet, the voice recording and how it's going to sound while speaking to people. That's what's also important, because a lot of people, it's easy to find a headset that sounds good, but it's difficult to find a headset in the decent price range that also has very clear mic speakers, and we're going to find it out in a moment. But anyway, back to the music. All I can say is that if you're a bass head, sounds good. If you're in a heavy metal, death metal, things like that, a lot of rap, you're going to love the bass for this. Though if you're into like the piano and different things playing in the background, it sounds very good. Don't get me wrong, but once that bass kicks in, you can definitely tell that every other instrument is being overpowered by just the bass alone. Again, I don't know, highs and mids and things. Even though I have FL Studio, I don't know all the technical terms, but I'm just letting you know, just off my free ear. Let me try to give you an example. So a perfect example that can match this would be the Life Note E's or Life Note C's that Soundcore Anchor has. Now, those headphones are normally $39, $40, right? Now, if we're talking about quality of music, I'm going to go ahead and say give it to those headphones a little bit because the sound is a lot more even across the spectrum, but this still rivals it. Like if you was to purchase this just for music alone and battery life, this without a doubt is a contender to that headset. They're in the same category. You know what I mean? So technically you're getting a better value in terms of price for this guy because it's only $20 regular price. And we all know that once it hits Best Buy and the holidays and different things, that these headphones are probably going to drop to $14.99, $12.99. They want to stay in a race for not mid-tier. I'm not even gonna call these low-end headphones, but you know what? At the price point, I am going to say low-end headphones, because mid-tier is more so $60, $70, and between 50 to 70 or so, and anything higher than that, close to 100 and more, is high-end, in my opinion. They're not bad. It sounds very, very good. Even when you raise it to 100%, there was no grainy, crackling sound. You know, a lot of headphones struggle with the speaker because they use cheap speakers inside their product. These are very, very good. The bass doesn't suffer at all. The only reason, like I said before, your music can suffer slightly is because this is more bass than anything. Like, kind of like how the old beats used to be over your head, where if you turn it up, you hear mostly bass. It's not that the rest of the sound is bad. It's just that one is overpowering everything else. Though you can still hear all the other instruments, but you may not notice it as much when you're compared to if you're using AirPods or Galaxy Buds or a different pair of Soundcore Anchors. You know, something a little bit more expensive, or even Beats. I have to compare it to those because they sound great. They're wonderful sounding headphones. Obviously, those are going to be better overall because of the price, but this still compares to them in terms of just quality of sound and what you're going to get. Now, what I will say is that I did have the occasional connectivity act up, like when I'm playing Call of Duty, not much, or if because it doesn't have a low latency mode that I know of when it comes to playing video games. Sometimes the sound was slightly off. Or it was a situation where occasionally, like when I get to like 36, 37 for market, I used to have this breakage issue in Bluetooth. And it did have a little issue where it skipped from time to time, but it never truly disconnected from the headset. It automatically corrected itself a second later. So no harm, no foul there. I like these. They sound good. They sound fine. Even though you heard what I said for the $20 price tag, let's be real here. Nothing's really going to beat this for $20. I cannot foresee any company making something better than this for $20 so far. We haven't done a voice yet. So with that being said, let's go ahead and go into the next section, and then we'll wrap up this video shortly after. Alright guys, so this is how the sound is going to be. I just put something on the background so you can hear
Irresistible
now. I am talking in the hallway, so if you hear an echo, that's because I'm in a huge hallway, basically, and the sounds are bouncing back and forth. So if we're talking about call quality, this is kind of what I expect out of a $20 speaker. Typically when you record yourself on a device and you play it back, that's what you hear during a phone call. So you're not going to get crystal clear calls. That's obvious. I didn't expect to for $20. But if you're looking for quality of just battery life and just quality of the product itself, so far this holds out very, very well. Now, again, this might be a deal breaker for some people listening to this audio, but just understand that, like I said before in this video, this reminds me of the Life Note E's or Life Note C's under Soundcore Anchor, where they're basically the equivalent of that in terms of like weight and style and things like that. But anyway, with that being said, so far I like them. The audio isn't the best right here when it comes to voice calls, but it is good enough for that $20 price tag where a lot of people would definitely jump on these. So right here we have a pretty good headset. $20 whopping. The sound sounds good. When you're speaking to people, it's pretty decent. The music sounds pretty good outside of what we talked about. For you guys that might have skipped straight to the end, I'll just give you a quick explanation. Basically, the bass on these headphones can overpower other things going on. So if you're listening to classical music, you'll be perfectly fine because it's not like thumping bass. But if you're into death metal, heavy metal, rock, rap, stuff that has a lot of bass, it's going to sound perfectly fine. I actually like the sound profile a lot. It also has equalizer settings for you to change, but I'm just giving you the bare bones basic how well they work for everyday people. Most people won't even change the equalizer because they're not interested in doing it. They just want a cheap headset that's affordable, that's worthwhile, and this is definitely it. So I like it. I like the headset a lot. But also, just to double down on this part right here, I just want to show you guys this right here. Let me put it close. So let me just do that. You could pause it on the part that you need. Pause, answer, volume up, volume down. Let me go down here, right here. Power off, power on if you manually need to do it. Then we're going to scroll our way all the way down here. The charging earbuds, these are the instructions. I normally do this in the beginning of the video, but I kind of forgot. So I'm doing it in this part. So I will label it properly for you guys. And that's pretty much it. I like them. These are very good headphones. I intend on using these every day for myself. Even though I've had many headphones that cost a couple $100, some cost $10, some cost $20, I'm a very simplistic person. If I'm using an Apple device, I'm going to use these, or I talk into these normally when I do recordings. I don't want to open it up because it's connected to my phone. These are AirPods. When I normally go walk down the street, if I'm on my scooter, different things, I normally use a pair of earbuds that have active noise cancellation, but I stopped doing that recently because I want to hear everything going on. You never know. You never know. It's Philadelphia. It could be a shooting for all I know. But I like them. I do highly suggest these headphones. If you went to each section and you saw the part that you want, they sound great. They look really good. The case looks nice. It's nice and lightweight. They are IPX4 for you gym heads or just people that just want to get light rain or something if you're walking down the street. Though, don't get drenched. You're going to probably ruin it. They're ideal. I like them, and I do suggest them, especially for that $20 price tag. Also, let me add that if you buy these at Walmart, which is where I got them, it's $2, I believe it is, for a protection plan. I forgot how long it is, either a year or 2 years, I forget. But for $2 whopping, in addition to the $19 price that you got here in taxes, you'll have a headset that's actually protected. And I think that's a really good thing. I like when companies have protection plans where they help protect the consumer, because you never know what you get. Sometimes you get defective products. This isn't defective. This works very, very well. And I'll be honest with you, if Skull Candy keeps it up with stuff like this, then they'll be back in the contender, and they might be able to take the spot from Soundcore Anchor one day. One day, I know. I'm just saying one day, because a lot of times Skull Candy has extremely overpriced products that don't quite match up to other companies, and I'm like, no, you gotta dial back. Y'all thinking like you're not JBL. JBL did the same thing where they thought they were better than everybody, and so they stopped working on certain headsets and started making just a bunch of mediocre headsets, and then other companies caught up to them in quality of music and sound. It's just my opinion. But anyway, like and subscribe like always, guys, and I will see y'all in the next video.